This is a true story. It was Christmas Eve, and I was surrounded by friends who were laughing and loudly wishing each other Merry Christmas and break a leg on our upcoming choir performance. But as I stood among them, all I could think about was an opportunity I had earlier that day. It was beautiful. That afternoon, while I was walking on the bridge of glass in the cold wind, I noticed a homeless woman. She had barricaded herself behind an umbrella and was lying on the ground. People walked by her, averting their eyes, and so did I. When I got back to Pacific Avenue, I noticed the light rail shelter and its poetry. Philip Red Eagle's poem and drawings of canoes are there. I thought about the values in that artwork, and I thought about the values of those indigenous to the land I stand on, the generations of hospitality of the Puyallup tribe. I'm Greek, not indigenous, but there those values were, right in front of me. So I went to the art museum and got some food. When I cautiously approached the woman, asking if she'd like something warm, she reached out cold, swollen, red, chapped hands and thanked me. When I asked what I could do to help, she said she had been too cold to get up and asked people for $2 to take the bus back up the hill to the shelter. Her name is Sherry. I'd like to tell you a few thoughts she shared. She was at the Bridge of Glass because she loved seeing the artwork, just like me. She was surprised at the large number of homeless children in Tacoma compared to Federal Way and SeaTac. Her estimate was that 20% of the homeless are on drugs. She said most of the rest are there because their families mistreated them and they left, but they don't know how to care for themselves. She wondered why the city had so many vacant buildings but were not letting the homeless shelter in them. When I asked what she felt was the best solution, she said her vote was on tiny homes. It started to get dark, and a woman walked on the bridge shouting and threatening people. Sherry recognized her and told me she wanted to walk me back to my car to be sure I was safe, even though it left her belongings unprotected. The next day, we had Christmas dinner together, too, out on the Bridge of Glass. It was a nice meal, just two women outside, enjoying the holiday. People walked by, averting their eyes from both of us. After we were done, I walked back to my car. I nodded to the poem and canoe drawings and went home. Three months after that Christmas, the COVID pandemic began. Sherry, with her illnesses and lack of housing, would have been among the most vulnerable. I hope she survived.